What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and obviously I've got to cover what happened on the set of Alec Baldwin's indie movie because, well, it's crazy. We haven't seen something like this since The Crow, which I also remember as a young man happening. And, I know that a lot of people are using this because, they really hate Alec Baldwin. He's a TDS suffering drunk jerk. But, somebody died. So, I don't think that that's appropriate. He's still a douche, that's for sure. But we're finding out more details about it, including that it wasn't an actual blank or something like that, that it was actually a real bullet, exactly like what happened with The Crow, which begs the question, what in the HE double toothpicks was a real live round doing in that thing? I don't understand how this happens. There shouldn't be live rounds anywhere near the set at any moment. So the question becomes, was this a setup or something like that? Because unless, I'll be on a movie set next week, you'll have to stay tuned for that. But would this be something that's common? Now, Alec has said, distraught Alec Baldwin says his heart is broken after the situation with the cinematographer and also wounding the director. Apparently, one actual round, a live round was loaded, not blanks, on a Western movie set. He writes, there's no words to convey my shock and sadness regarding the tragic incident that took the life of Helena Hutchins, a wife, mother, and deeply admired colleague of ours. I'm fully cooperating with the PD investigation to address this now. I'm in touch with her husband, offering my support. That's the last call I would want. My heart is broken for her husband, their son, and all who knew and loved her. It's crazy. Baldwin, 63, was taken to the PD in question and released without charges after giving a tearful interview. Afterwards, he was photographed doubled over in shock and grief as he spoke on the phone. This is the picture we see, or was here earlier. Yikes. It remains unconfirmed if it was a live round or a blank. Well, we know now it was alive. A prop masters union described it on Friday morning as a live round. And Baldwin was heard asking people around him why he'd been handed a hot weapon. Why would there even be a term for that? In what scenario would there be actual rounds in a weapon? He knew exactly what it was called, too. In all my years, I've never handled a hot one. He said he was heard saying. A spokesman for both the film production and Baldwin said Tuesday night that it was an accident involving blanks. It is common for movie sets for actors to use real weapons, but with blanks or dummies to give a more lifelike effect. But it's unclear how a blank could have. There can be situations where blanks can be. There can be small projectiles or things like that. But there was from what I'm told, this was a live round. The movie's prop master, who's ordinarily in charge of this, has not yet been named. Last month, actor Jensen Ackles told a conference in Denver how he'd been able to choose his own weapon from the female armorer in a haphazard training session. There's the picture, yeah. Just a kid, looks like. 42. Looks good for 42. Quote, they had me pick up my weapon. They were like, all right, which one would you like? I was like, I don't know. And the armor was like, do you have any experience? I was like, a little. She's like, oh, how'd you like to load it? Check it safe. Do you want hip drawn or cross drawn? This was somebody talking with how things work. It's unclear where Baldwin is now, and there's no sign of his wife outside the New York City apartment. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Now, if I can shift to the coverage, I do think it's odd. You have a live round here, obviously, with the projectile on top, with the blank, with literally everything else. Now, the casing itself could become perhaps, projectile, but it's just, there's no way these two things should ever be in the same area. The fact of the matter is, in 20, 30 years, it's only ever happened twice. There was some weird reports going around that Alec was doing it like as a joke or something like that. He said a single live round was accidentally fired on set by the principal actor, hitting both the director of photography and Local 600 member Helena and director Joel Souza. It's weird. I'm going to guess that this was, I don't know. I mean, what do you think? What are the odds? I know Twitter wants him to go to jail. I don't think that, as much of a D-bag as he is in real life, I don't think that he, I don't think there's any evidence. There's no evidence whatsoever that he knew there was a live round in there. It seems like just a tragic mistake. You can see here, can be prevented by our unions. I mean, yeah, you can make changes to make things less realistic. It seems different. Like when with the Crow, Brendan Lee, there was reason to believe there were definitely conspiracy theories surrounding that. With Alec, I don't think that's the case. I mean, you see trending here, Alec for prison. This is not okay. 3 days ago, even Jack, come on, Jack. Like, I don't think that. Oh, he tweeted, I wonder how it must feel to wrongfully end somebody. Breaking. Alec, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I don't think I want to join that party. I don't think that there's, there's this rumor going around that he said something like, why don't I just end the both of you or fire against both of you after having to film it again? I don't think so. He is a jerk and a D, I think, but I don't think that it's okay to like dunk on him. Like, look, if it was just injured, if somebody was just injured, maybe okay, but dude, somebody died. Somebody who you don't hate, somebody who isn't Alec Baldwin died. A mother, a wife is gone. I don't think that this is the time to dunk on Alec Baldwin. I just, again, why would he go to, I mean, people calling him to go to jail. In what scenario do you think he should go to jail? Again, I couldn't hate him more, but let's not be, I don't want to see people sinking to the same level. Will there be charges? It seems unlikely. To me, it definitely seems like it was an accident. Jensen Ackles. Wasn't he on Supernatural? Was that who it is? Yes. So Jensen talked about some of the training that was haphazard on the film. Now, there are things that I think we could talk about here. She probably knew he was being filmed. Obviously, firearm safety. But, I mean, if you're filming a movie, you kind of throw that stuff out the window. You are firing at somebody. You would never muzzle somebody. There isn't a quicker way. Even if the weapon is unloaded, if you're handling like one of mine, for example, if you muzzle somebody, you're definitely never handling any of mine ever again, and you're probably getting kicked out of my house. it's just that's how seriously I take safety. But when you talk about a movie set where you're like actually, you know, trying to simulate, you know, using it in its intended purpose, those rules are a little bit different. So yeah, not good. It will be interesting to see how the heck a live round ever got in there. What are the odds? The odds have to be 1 in a zillion that a live round got there and it was chambered. Like, I'm assuming it was a revolver, given it was a Western. So it's a, you know, it's probably a revolver. So that means that live round was chambered. To me, it seems like somebody had to have put it there. We're gonna have to wait to see. Maybe somebody that didn't like Alec put it there to, you know, get him in trouble. I don't know. There is something going on here, I believe, and I don't think Alec knew. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.